Hello, how are we? Hope everybody's okay. It's Sunday afternoon. Welcome. If you don't know me, my name's Sonia and I live in Dorset on the south coast. I'm going to be making a cherry cake in this vlog. It's cherry cake with a hint of cinnamon. The reason I've chose the cherry cake is because my husband brought home a big box of cherries and I've had to de-stone them all for this recipe. I thought, what can I make with cherries? Because we've still got some and I've put them in the fridge in a little container. So I'm going to make a cherry cake with a hint of cinnamon. Off we go. I will need to put my specs on, so excuse me, just so that I can follow this recipe. It is a good food guide, I think that's the one it is. Good food guide. Anyway, so the fan assisted oven is on at 160. I think it's gas mark 4. Or if it's gas, conventional oven is 180 degrees C. So it's a grease, and I've done the cake tin. I've just put some baking paper in there, lining paper. It says sift of flour, cinnamon and caster sugar. So here is the flour. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Had a good week? I tell you what, these weeks are going by even quicker. Right, flour, cinnamon. We can smell that. Cinnamon. Get every little last bit out. And the caster sugar. It's golden caster sugar, this one is. Anybody that knows me knows that I always miss something out when I'm baking. I always miss a recipe, an ingredient out. Always miss an ingredient, that's me. Thing is with me, my brain works at 300 miles an hour. Don't ask me why. This is meant to be golden caster sugar, but I didn't have any, so I just used light brown sugar. As you can see, it's not going through as easy. It will be caster sugar by the time I've squashed it in through the sieve. So I hope you've all had a good week. Work's been quite steady this week, which is quite nice. I've been to the hygienist, my NHS one, thank goodness, which is very lucky, and he's a lovely dentist. When he goes through in every detail what he's doing, and I had a deep clean because I've got an infection or slight gum disease, so I'm having that treated. So I had that done on, I think that was Wednesday I went there. But I'll tell you what, and the weather changed. Blinking heck. Never had anything like it. This week we've had, all we seem to have had is rain. Right, I'm just going to tip that last bit in. We've had a lot of rain this week, and it's been quite cold as well in the evenings. There we go. Anyway, if you're new, thank you for watching this little video. And if you're a returning person, that's lovely. Welcome to this mad Sunday of mine. Right, so where are we? Sift the flour, cinnamon and caster sugar into a bowl. Make a well in the centre and add the egg, milk and melted butter. Right, made a little well in the middle. Add the egg. Here is the egg. One egg, that is. One egg, milk and the melted butter. There's the milk. I think at first, when I started measuring and weighing everything out, I think I did teaspoons of milk and it's meant to be 4 tablespoons, so I just did another 4 tablespoons. I don't know whether that makes it right. I don't know. With me, it's trial and error. I'm not a professional. I don't proclaim to be. And as long as it's edible, does it matter? No. Anyway, so yesterday I didn't really go out the house. I didn't have I've got my mixer there, look, and I'm mixing it by hand. Didn't really have a good night's sleep. I take magnesium with, I can't think what it's called now, something else, and it's meant to help you sleep, but every now and then I forget to take it. You know what it's like, I forget, because I normally take it with my evening meal, so every now and then I'll forget to take it, and it does make a difference with me when I've not taken it. Right, wooden spoon, combine it with a wooden spoon, make a thick paste, spoon into the tin and spread evenly. Oh. I hope I've added everything. There's the butter. Yeah, I'll just double check. Right, so here is, let's get another spoon. Oh, here it is. Right, so the mixture's got to go in this tin. The tin, by the way, the cake tin is very deep. But anyway, so this is going into there. Oops, watch it collapse. Oh, there's a bit of flour there that's not mixed in. Sometimes I make a bit of a pig's ear of things. Anyway, let's have a look. See how that is going in the tin. Just got to spread it round. I think this tin's a little bit too big. But we'll give it a go, shall we? Maybe I should have used the smaller cake tin. But we'll give it a go. See how it turns out. It's either edible or it's not. Right, I think that'll do it. Maybe I should use a spatula. But you know what? I've just used a spatula this morning for my porridge. And that is in the dishwasher. And I think that's the only one that I've got. Or have I got another? Right, so that's that in there. That's the mixture. I won't show you because the paper will all fall out and then it'll be even worse. So it says remove the stalks and stones from the cherries. Using a pitter if you have one. That must be a little gadget thing which I obviously haven't got. Scatter the cherries over the mixture. Right, so let's move that over there. Here are the said cherries. Let's move those out of the way. Take my glasses off for a minute. Oh, and I picked my glasses from the opticians, didn't I? That's another one. Right, so I'm putting all the cherries over. Cherries over the mixture. Oh, let me double check that's right. Because that looks a lot of cherries. 350 grams it is. Oh, yeah. Spread them over the mixture and put them in. Squash them in, apparently. It said 350 grams of cherries. I'll tell you what, it took me a good half an hour to take the stones out of all these. What I actually did was like bit it and then took the stone out and then put the cherry in. No, never. I didn't think about it, but then I thought no, because I'll be taking the cake to work. And I wouldn't want anyone to think, oh, these cherries are very soft, aren't they? I think, yeah, actually, because they've been in my mouth. Anyway, never mind. Right, that's that one. So that's the mixture. It's very low, and then I've put all the cherries in. So that's step 2. Step 3, to make the topping, tip the ingredients into a bowl. Right, I've got the bowl here. That will do. To make the topping, tip those in. So, where we are. So that's the flour. This is more sugar. Doesn't say anything about more cinnamon. Yeah, I'm hoping that that's it. And then the butter, which is 25 grams of butter at room temperature. And then it says, where are we? Rub in the butter. Oops, there we go again. Rub in the butter with your fingers to make a crumb-like mixture. Then work the mixture until it becomes together in pea-sized pieces and scatter the topping over the cherries. Right, here we are. Oh, does anybody ever like doing that where you get the butter gets all... Oh, anyway. Rub it all in. And that's going to go over the top by the looks of it. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough mixture. Because, like I've said, I've used the wrong cake tin. It's too wide, this one is. Right, rub the butter in. I did wash my hands. I've washed them about 4 times, I think. Right, there's that. Let's have a look. Oh, I'll tell you what else I normally do as well is take my rings off. Once you get that all round you. Oh, you can smell the cinnamon. This has got cinnamon and sugar, butter, and then this plain flour on the top for the topping. Oops, that's a bit more. Anyway, what's everybody been up to this week? Oops, right, there we are. Now you see I need to use my phone to see what I've got to do, and it's going to make a right mess. Right. Then work the mixture until it comes pea-sized pieces. Scatter the toppings over the cherries. Right, so these are all like that. So these go over there, over the top. It's going to be quite a flat cake, this is. Be like a tart, cherry tart, won't it? It's not like a cake where you've got the bottom layer and top layer, you know, where you cut it into a slice. I don't know how it's going to come out, so we will see. See what happens, see how it comes out. Looks like it's just enough. Right. And what I will do is just wipe my hands on there because I haven't got anything at hand. So I'll use that to wipe my hands, and then that will go in the wash. Oops. Right, let's have a look. And then it says bake for 30 to 35 minutes until a skewer pushed into the centre comes out clean. Leave in the tin until cool enough to handle. Run a knife around the edge. Remove the cake from the tin and leave on a wire rack until completely cold. Right, 30 to 35 minutes. So it looks like this. Can you all see that one? Looks like that. So I'm going to pop that in the oven. 35. I'll put it in for 35 because the oven is hot, it is warm, and then see how we get on. And then I will move all of this out of the way and catch up with you lovely people when it comes out the oven. See you in a few minutes. Hello, welcome back. So I've tidied up, I've had a little sit down for a few minutes, and the cake is about ready. So, and then all I need is some icing sugar just to sprinkle over the top. Anyway, I'll show you that. But I just thought I'd show you this. I've ordered this Bondi Sands fake tan, and this one is light to medium coverage. I saw it on YouTube, somebody else was sharing it, but had the dark colour. Now it just gives me a little bit, I'm going to try it anyway, just so I've got a little bit of a colour. I don't really sit out in the sun, and when I do I'm wearing factor 50, so obviously I don't colour very well. And then I've bought this little brush, so this was, I'm going to put that on with one of the applicator gloves once I've moisturised later on when I've had a shower again. And then I'm going to use this little brush to do the top of the hands, because otherwise you get all the dark staining around your hands and it looks ridiculous. All your hands are, you get your brown up to your wrist and then all this is white. So I'm just going to, what I'll do is brush that in evenly and hopefully that will work. Right, so I will just switch the oven off. I did give it another couple of minutes. I did try it with a skewer and it seems okay, but anyway, I'll get it out right now. There we are. But you can really smell the cinnamon, really smell it. So that's what it's looking like. So I've got the little, I'll take this out. I don't know what it's going to come out like. But anyway, I'll get rid of that. I don't know how best to do this. Maybe I'll just undo that clip at the side. Oh, we went out for Sunday lunch as well at the garden centre. And I was going to film around the garden centre, but guess what? Left my phone at home on charge and I hadn't got my camera. So I couldn't do that because they've got some nice outdoor things in at the garden centre. Outdoor furniture and things. I just thought it might end some nice gifts. Oh, that's it. See, that was too big really, look. But anyway. So you can see it's like a little tart. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, it looks quite nice. It's like a little bit of a small cherry pie. That came out too quick. It just says for dusting. So here we are, let's dust it. This is icing sugar, just to give it a little, anyway. I probably won't taste it, as I am trying to be good. So this morning I had a bowl of porridge with chia seeds and part milk, part water, as I do it in a little pan, frying pan, and skimmed milk. And then I had a chopped up banana with it. And then for lunch, it was at the garden centre, we had a mini roast. So I had chicken breast with some gravy, 3 little roast potatoes, some, what was the vegetables? Oh, it was carrot and swede together, and then like I think it was like red peppers with onion in a little, they put it in a little tiny little dish. And that's hot, quite warm, and it's really, that's quite nice. So we had that at lunchtime, and then I don't tend to have anything else. So we had that at about 2 o'clock. Sorry, I've just got a scratch, little itch. So yeah, so I don't normally have anything else. That was at 2 o'clock, so yeah, I normally just have a drink, and if I do have anything, it will be maybe a piece of fruit banana. I've got some grapes. Yeah. Anyway, won't be 1 moment. So this is what the little cherry cake looks like. Looks like a little tart, doesn't it? That's paper around the edge there. I will have to take that off at some point. But it does look quite nice. So it's a layer of sponge there. I have just washed my hands, that's where I went, because I've got a little itch on my scalp. I think it's because I've used different shampoo this morning in the shower, so I think that's aggravated my scalp a little bit. I always try these different shampoos and then they end up going back to your regular one. But it's on, if you can see it. There we are. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? I think that would probably be nice with some custard as a dessert. Anyway, right, that was it. So, if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I will put the recipe down below. As my daughter always says, you need to put the recipe in so that if people do want to make it and have a go and see if it, as I say, I think this was too wide. It would have been better in an ordinary, you know, look what you'd use for your Victoria sponge. It would have been better. I've got some of those. I think they're 7 inches, but this one was clearly, this is one I used for a big fruit cake normally. But this is nice because it's quite low, so it's not, obviously you're not having as many calories, and I suppose because it's wider, more people can have a little piece. So I normally just cut it in little strips and cut it across. Anyway, that was the cherry cake with cinnamon, a hint of cinnamon, but you can really smell it. Somebody at work really likes cinnamon, so she'll be glad of it. And yeah, I'll drop that in at work in the afternoon. In the morning, I've got a training session. So thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more vlogs of mine on Sonia's Sunday, please subscribe. It is free, it doesn't cost you anything. Next on the agenda for today is I need to feed the dogs and then take them out for a walk across the road at the park, as it's stayed dry and they'll be ready to have a run off the leads. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.